The weather is good at Giant Stadium in the Meadowlands this afternoon as the defending champion Michigan Panthers come in to play the New Jersey Generals. And as Jim Lampley just noted, it is a ball game that could tell us a great deal about the direction these two teams will take at the mid-break of the season. Now, the Michigan Panthers came off a 12-6 record in the Central Division in the inaugural season of the USFL to win the first championship. They edged the Philadelphia Stars 24-22. It was a young team that won that first title and almost immediately was rated as the team to beat for the 1984 championship. But in 1984, quarterback Bobby Hebert wanted more money. He held out for a month, missed most of the preseason. John Corker and Larry Bethea were suspended for a game. Wide receiver Anthony Carter broke his arm in the 6th week. Running back Ken Lacey signed with the Kansas City Chiefs of the NFL. And offensive tackle Chris Godfrey will go to the New York Giants of the National Football League. Now, they have brought in some new people with the Michigan Panthers. They brought wide receiver Anthony Allen over from the Los Angeles Express. They have signed center Tom Dixon, All-American out of the University of Michigan. And they have signed running back Albert Bentley out of the University of Miami. They're all young, they are talented, but they were expensive. And during this past week, the Michigan owner, Albert Taubman, was heard worrying out loud as to whether or not this matter of salary hassling was hurting the intentions of his ball club. Well, let's turn to linebacker John Corker and put the same question to him. This is how he answers.
Well, that's a pretty hard thing to say. I myself, as being a ball player, would not like to think that guys come out here on the football field and think about how much money they're making, because it's all for naught. If they don't perform and produce out here on the field, you no longer make your money. And I don't think that's one of our problems on the ball club.
Now, let's turn to our analyst, Lynn Swan, and talk about this matter of money and hassling over money, how it impacts the team in midseason.
It becomes a great distraction, Keith, and there's no way you can get around it because it's your future, it's your profession that you're talking about, and it started during the preseason with Bobby Hebert of the Michigan Panthers, and it continued. But more importantly, it's been a change in philosophy. In the first year, Alfred Taubman said, I want a championship football team, and he went out and paid the money. Now, Hebert and Lacey felt, well, if I perform well, I should make the big dollars. So he paid Anthony Carter, McGriff, and Penny et al. But now, he was holding back the purse strings. He has Vince Lombardi, who's now controlling the team, and he does not want to pay any dollars. He does not want a salary reward.
Well, he's trying, as best I can understand it, to stay within the original philosophy of the USFL. But there is no team in the USFL that has a greater variance in salary than perhaps the New Jersey Generals, where Herschel Walker is one of the highest paid players ever, and you hear no haggling at this point, at least from them.
Well, Herschel was the key. He was the heat of the USFL when Walter Duncan brought him in the first season. But Donald Trump also wants to build a championship team, so he's going out and buying the talent, and Herschel Walker is now playing like the man that they anticipated him to be. Last week, he had his best game ever in the season against the Pittsburgh Maulers. He was not tentative. The shoulders that were a problem for Herschel Walker all year long were not a problem. On a wet, miserable day in Pittsburgh, the artificial turf was not good to run on. Herschel was brilliant. And even more than just running with the football, he made catches. You're going to see one right here that even a wide receiver will have great difficulty making. This was one catch, in addition to one other, that led to a score for the New Jersey Generals and the go-ahead touchdown for that team.
Okay, now take the case of the Generals. They're in the Atlantic Division. Philadelphia's already won. They're 9-1. The Michigan Panthers are still very much in the hunt in that Central Division, and every reason to believe they can win it and get in the playoffs again. But I think for the sake of both teams, this is a very big ball game because it's going to help redirect the winner.
The New Jersey Generals have to come together and play a complete football game if they want to win this football game today.
Sports Control, the third game which is being played in the United States Football League today matches Oakland at 0-9 against the Chicago Blitz, coming off a big win against L.A. last week. Los Angeles tomorrow night will travel to Houston to play the Gamblers in the Astrodome. The Gamblers at 6-3, still tied for the Central Division lead with Michigan. Steve Young against Jim Kelly in that game, two of the better-known young quarterbacks, and we'll have a halftime interview today with Jim Kelly of the Houston Gamblers. Friday night in the United States Football League, the Philadelphia Stars ran their record to 9-1 on the season before 34,011 at Veterans Stadium. with a surprisingly easy 35-0 victory over the New Orleans Breakers. It was 7-0 Philly in the second quarter when Chuck Fusina hit David Riley from 13 yards out to make it 14-0. Fusina on the way to a hot night and his 25th win as a pro against only 5 losses. That in the USFL for Chuck Fusina. Fusina went on to 5 touchdown passes to tie the league mark held by Bobby Hebert and Cliff Stout. Kelvin Bryant returned with 16 carries for 97 yards. Also Friday night, Jacksonville with a surprising 34-6 win over Oklahoma before 29,324 in Tulsa. Also, Memphis beat Pittsburgh 17-7 before 30,640 at the Liberty Bowl. Rozier missed the game, and Pittsburgh could run for only 15 yards. Last night, Tampa Bay beat Washington 37-19. Crowd of 42,810 at Tampa Bay to take in one of John Reeves' better performances. It was 7-0 already in the first quarter when Reeves hit Eric Trevelyan with this long pass down the middle to set up a 4-yard touchdown pass from Reeves to Greg Boone that made it 14-0 Tampa Bay. This one of 3 touchdown passes on the evening for Reeves. And later in the second quarter, Gary Anderson, or in the first quarter I should say, Gary Anderson ran in from 17 yards out for his second TD of the ball game. Tampa Bay went up 34-6 before cruising to a 37-19 victory. Also last night, San Antonio upset Arizona 24-23. Early in the week, George Allen replaced Greg Landry at quarterback with Alan Risher, fired his special teams coach, Bob Lord. Last night for San Antonio, the decisive point scored on a 60-yard punt return by Mike Omer. Quickly, the standings now in the Atlantic Division, Philadelphia, a game and a half up on New Jersey. New Jersey needs a win today to narrow it back to games. Southern Division, Birmingham, a game and a half up on New Orleans. They can make it 2 with a victory today. Central Division, Houston and Michigan tied up. Houston plays today. Or I should say Houston plays tomorrow night, Michigan plays today. Pacific Division, Denver, with a victory today, could stretch its lead over Arizona to 4 full games. We'll be back with the United States Football League football immediately following these messages.
The 10th week of the United States Football League, 1984. The defending champion Michigan Panthers and the New Jersey Generals. The United States Football League, an exclusive presentation of ABC Sport. The tailgaters are out in force today because it is a real summer day in the Meadowlands for this afternoon's contest. The 2 teams, captains, recalled to the center of the field by the referee Dave Kamansky for the flip of the coin.
We have a commemorating coin. That's the head, tails. I'm going to toss it in the air, let it fall on the ground. You have your choice. What do you called tails. Here we go. He called tails. Heads it is. You have won the toss. You want the ball.
So the Generals will get the football. They're using the silver coin of the Olympic Games for Los Angeles coming up later this year. One of the newer fads in sports is the variety of expressions after some success on the field. Well, this young man, Walter Broughton, last Monday night caught a Bobby Hebert pass in the Tampa Bay loss for an 80-yard touchdown play. Here's the play right here. Now you'll see Bobby put it up deep. Walter turn on the burners, go get it, and take it in the end zone. But in executing the spike, that's common. Now coming off the field, he goes to the high five with one of his teammates and separated his shoulder. A mild separation, but he will play today with a sore shoulder. And I would imagine, Lynn Swan, that Walter would have walked on hot coals in order to play today after a mild shoulder separation, high-fiving on the sidelines. Your comment on these rather extravagant expressions that we have going these days?
Well, I was never one for making any kind of extravagant or displaying extravagant expressions in the end zone, but I think it's a celebration. There are a variety of ways in which people want to show that they're excited about what they've done. Of course, we see Johnny Walton and Charlie Smith down in New Orleans. Vince Evans, after they scored a touchdown and throw a pass, they took a little moment for prayer. But I think the overdoing it of those kind of things can be dangerous. Remember, Drew Pearson jumped in the air one time, gave it a little wiggle, and sprained the knee. So I think those kind of things, the flips by Tom Donovan, can be dangerous, and they should cut back on those.
Marcus Hackett, excuse me.
But that high five had to be a freak accident.
Marcus Hackett and Dwight Sullivan are the deep people for the Generals. And Novo Bojovic will be kicking off for the Michigan Panthers. Bojovic is signing a new 3-year contract over the last few days, so he's apparently happy where he is and with his contractual arrangement. Sometimes this infatuation with how much money people make can be a disarming sort of a thing. It's a deep kick, 3 yards deep in the end zone to Hackett. But Hackett gets away from one tackle at the 18-yard line and breaks it big. He comes all the way across the 30 and goes out of bounds up at the 34, brought down by Clarence Chapman. So Hackett breaks it big on the opening kickoff. And out come now the offensive units for the New Jersey Generals as we take another look at Hackett breaking this 3 yards out of the end zone. They almost had him back on the 18, but he just ran through somebody.
Well, when he took it, he just for a second, he looked upfield to see if he had enough people in front to form a wall. He made the judgment, the decision that he had enough blocking, took it up to the middle. When everyone collapsed, he sprinted to the outside. A good return.
They send Herschel Walker in motion on the first play, leaving Maurice Carthen the lone back. And Carthen hammers it across the 35 up to the 37. And this is the lineup for the Generals. Brian Seifka, quarterback. Walker and Carthen are your setbacks, with Clarence Collins and Danny Knight starting today at a wide receiver position. Mackey, Lapham, Hull, Harris, Millard, and Bowers. Sam Bowers having shaken off some injuries to come back to starting. Now, Jeff Speck, the other tight end who has been doing the starting in Sam's absence, has a groin pull, and he may not see any action today. Gain on the play of 3 by Carthen. 2nd down and 7 from the 37. Sight gives it to Herschel Walker. Walker tries to slide off the right side and is unable to do it as David Tipton, the nose tackle, and Kyle Ball, an outside linebacker, got to him. This is the way Michigan starts on defense. The 3 big people up front are Banaszak, Tipton, and Bethea. The linebacking core, Borland, Bentley, Pennywell, and Corker. They're good ones. And the defensive secondary, Chapman, Greenwood, Osborne, and Davis. And Davis in particular has been playing very well over the last few games. In fact, through the 3 losses, Davis has played quite well. Walker lost a yard on the carry to make it 3rd down and 8. And the Michigan Panthers, Larry Bethea, trying to anticipate the snap count, jumped in to the neutral zone and thereby causing the penalty flags, and the Michigan Panthers will be assessed 5 yards for
encroachment. Defense.
The rest of your officials, we told you Dave Kamansky, the referee, John Bradley, the umpire, Jeff Bergman is the head linesman, Gaylord Bryan is the line judge, Don Gassaway the back judge, Grover Klemmer the side judge, and Mike Looney is the field judge. So the Panthers make a defensive mistake. Instead of 3rd and long, it is 3rd down now and about 3.5 for the Generals. Walker in motion this way. On a bright, sunny spring day, the pass is complete to Bowers. And Bowers is just far enough upfield to get his first down. David Greenwood, number 31, the big guy out of Wisconsin, came over and laid a lick on him. But from where we're sitting, it looks like he may have enough for his first down. They will, however, bring the chains out.
I was going to say, Keith, even though Sam Bowers outweighs Greenwood and Oliver Davis, number 21, who also came up on that tackle,
didn't get it.
He was just leveled, and as you said, did not pick up the first down. They really did not let him get his body turned upfield.
No, he had his body upfield, but they marked the ball, and it was a good spot because the official was right there, and the football was never turned upfield. That was the difference because Greenwood just simply wouldn't let him turn around.
We'll take a look at Sam Bowers. Nothing fancy. He's just trying to pick up the 4 yards. Right there, he gets turned up, and Greenwood hits him high. He had enough drive so that when he took him high on the shoulders, it forced him all the way back. It was a good mark by the official. Great play by David Greenwood.
Bob Grupp is in to punt now, averaging 36.5 yards per punt. And the deep people for the Michigan Panthers are Walter Broughton, number 24, and Anthony Allen, number 87. They're both wide receivers. It's a low kick. It's a tail dragger and goes spinning to the sidelines, and Anthony Allen has to let it go. He really had no chance to field the ball because it simply didn't get to him. But with the roll, it's not a bad kick. 38 yards and out of bounds at about the 18-yard line. And there, the Michigan Panthers will have their first snap. at quarterback with 2,270 yards, but note that he has been picked off 11 times. Feeling generally being amongst the coaching staff, his teammates, and himself that he's been trying to force the ball some over the last 3 weeks. So Hebert snaps it. They send number 29 in motion. That's Derek Holloway. The handoff goes to John Williams, number 40. And John Williams moves it from the 18 out to about the 24. Pretty good gain planting over the left side. The setbacks behind Hebert, and Bobby's a big guy, 6'4", 210. John Williams is at 205, and Ken Lacey, 220. And Lacey, of course, is the young man who signed a future contract with Kansas City of the NFL. The wide receivers, you saw them listed, Broughton and Holloway. And up front, it's Godfrey, McGriff, Radloff, Penny, Osborne, and Mike Cobb at tight end. Cobb, a big target, 6'5", and 255. So call it 2nd down and 4 for the Michigan Panthers. That's Cobb in motion. And Hebert's back to throw it. He goes the sideline route, and the pass is completed. Caught by Derek Holloway out of Arkansas, only 5'7", 165 pounds. But he's a tough little guy who will take it down the middle and take the punishment if necessary. Kerry Justin knocked him out of bounds for New Jersey. The Generals' defense lines up with Tom Woodland anchoring the front three. Lockett playing hurt today, but he's playing. Lynn Madsen, the other fellow, on the outside, with Harper, LeClaire, Horn, and Leopold, the linebackers. And the defensive secondary, Justin Williams, Gregory Johnson, and Gary Barbaro. So it's 1st down for the Michigan Panthers. The ball is up near the 38, their own 38. And handoff to Williams, and Big John is caught for a moment, but keeps his feet moving. The pops out of the sack and gets it out beyond the 43-yard line. Good effort.
Very good effort. All right, Keith, let's set the stage a little bit here. We know how conservative the New Jersey defense likes to play. They want to make you take the long route, take a long time if you're going to get yards on them. This Michigan team has got the speed and the offensive capability of just taking it to them if they sit back. In order for them to be in the ballgame, their defense is going to have to put more pressure on them and not play as conservative, or else I don't think they have a chance.
And it is this kind of play right here where the Michigan Panthers can punish you, because Williams, though he is not a real big back at 205, is a low, hard running kind of a fellow. But Lacey, on the other hand, is a big back at 220 pounds, and the offensive front can really wear you down and punish you.
And with McGriff and Penny and that offensive line, they've got the experience and they have the technique to really work hard and do a good job against a fairly young defensive line of the New Jersey Generals.
The Panthers need about a half a yard. The ball is sitting on their own 48 on 3rd down. Double tight end alignment now with Eccles coming in. Number 88 as the other tight end. They give it to Lacey, and Ken Lacey goes to midfield, and he's got the 1st down.
Well, he went right over Ray Penny and Tony Osborne and Wayne Ratliff. They did a great job of just opening up the hole. You see it right here between 55 Ratliff and 72 Penny. Williams just takes the ball, goes right behind Penny, and picks up enough for the 1st down.
So the ball sits at midfield. 1st down for the Michigan Panthers. The Generals unable to move for a 1st down in the opening possession. Now Michigan in their 1st possession, moving quite smartly. I think Tyrone McGriff was moving up front.
I think little Tyrone got anxious that time.
He's number 61.
I call him little Tyrone. He's
Ball start, 61, offense.
I call him little Tyrone because he is about, I'd say 265, 270 right now. And he's been up at times to over 300. But Tyrone, I talked to him before the game. Looks like he's in great shape and really wants to put it all together. He is having a very good year.
So the ball moves back on the penalty of 5 yards to the 45, where it's 1st down and 15 for the Panthers. The Generals show blitz, but they don't blitz and give the ball to John Williams, who jukes inside, then goes outside and gets up in the neighborhood of the 48-yard line. Mike Williams, who's gimpy and really was an unknown factor as far as today's game was concerned until he came out for the warm-ups, but Mike is in there and playing. 4-year veteran out of Texas A&M.
Well, they're going to need all the experience and help they can in that secondary to cover the passing attack, to cover Hebert. Hebert's receivers downfield, Cobb's coming across.
And he will go downfield.
Oh, he will go downfield at the drop of a hat. He won't even try and set it up. He'll just say, go boys, here it is.
And he's got the people. Even though Anthony Carter is not here, he's got Holloway and Allen and Reagan Bly. And so can Broughton. And Hebert back. He shoots it in the seams, and he nails Walter Broughton, the rookie out of Jacksonville State. Hit him right on the shoulder pads with it, and it's a first down for the Michigan Panthers at the Generals 34.
Well, Gregory Johnson is playing the strong safety. He was back on the play. Number 26, Gary Barbaro. Most teams have not gone to the center of the field with their passing attack because of the talent back there. But Hebert takes his passing attack right to the heart, to the strength of the secondary, and defeats it.
It's just a little short of the 34 as they go to Ken Lacey, gets the block on the corner, and runs the ball to the 30 for at least 4.5 yards on that carry before Williams has to come over and take him on. And Lacey's not the kind of a guy that a gimpy defensive back wants to have to come over and take him, but Mike didn't have any choice.
Oh, and you're 5'11", 195. There aren't many backs his size you really want to take on. Get up.
Well, Michael, standing in bright sunshine. I think this is the first time that Walt and his team have been able to play at home in warm weather this season. Ball is at the 30. Second down, just a little more than 5. Hebert's going to throw on second down. He goes for Broughton, and he can't get it. Barbaro came across to cover on the play. I don't know whether Gary got a hand on it or not, but Walter couldn't quite pull it in.
I don't think Gary got a hand on it. The pass was just thrown far enough to the outside where he couldn't make the play on it, but he came in as if he were going to cut the ball off. Broughton's trying to make the adjustment on the ball. He has a chance of catching it and getting his feet in bounds here, but he just can't hang on to it. Ball goes out of bounds, and he had a foot out of bounds in the effort.
Now you've got 3 wide receivers in the lineup as Allen comes in to join Broughton and Holloway, and it's third down, 5.5. Pass to the sidelines. The pass is complete to Broughton, and it is good for a first down at the 17-yard line of the Generals.
The Michigan Panthers coming out offensively, showing their strength and domination in the passing game, have now converted on every third down situation in their first drive.
That's Whit Taylor, number 10, standing with Coach Jim Stanley there on the sidelines. Whit out of Vanderbilt in his second season. The guy with the hat on is Whit Taylor, and Jim Stanley. He's a somber-looking man most of the time. One of the few times I saw him excited was only after the championship game. Got a good wit about him, though. He's a fun guy to be around. Here's a handoff to John Williams. Cuts it back in the middle. A huge hole and a touchdown for the Panthers. Big, big hole as John Williams bolts 17 yards, and Michigan takes the lead.
He had some great blocking out in front of him. He had Ray Penny pulling to the outside. They had the defensive line, the linebackers, all stretched to the right, to the bottom of the screen. You see them all pulling. But then he gets to the outside. Caesar's in the trench. He finds a little alley up the middle. Barbaro slipped on the turf and fell down. He had a chance to make the tackle. But when he went down, Williams cut it to the outside. Nothing but daylight. A fairly easy 17-yard run for a touchdown.
Vojovich is in for the extra point try. He's 27 out of 27 this year. Now he's hit 28 in a row. He missed 5 last year. So, with 8 minutes and 22 seconds to play in the first quarter.
Love you both.
John Williams from 17 yards, scoring his 4th touchdown of the season. And here's a look at it.
You just see the defensive line get stretched out. They're all on the line, line of scrimmage. He sees a little alleyway up the middle, turns it upfield and scores.
There was good blocking, but again, the fact that Gary Barbaro held down.
When he slipped, a play like that defensively is designed to stretch it out and have your pursuit come over and make the tackle. Barbaro is part of that pursuit. When he slipped, he just opened up the hole bigger.
Here's the kickoff by Bojovic. It'll go to Hackett. Last time he had one for 34. He starts on his 4-yard line this time. He's hit high, takes away some of his momentum. And up the field he comes to about the 28, and he gets up rather slowly. So they'll go to work from their own 28 while Hebert talks to the coaches upstairs. Brian Sipe now ready to pull the trigger on the second possession for the New Jersey Generals. Herman Wages, one of the great Gators, is with us working on the field this week. And in just a moment after this play, he'll visit with Bobby Hebert. Right now, let's see what Sipe can cook up. Walker is the deep man. Brian will go to the air on first down to Walker. Walker gets out there, and he is thrown out of bounds up across the 30 at the 32. Now here's Herman Wages with Bobby Hebert.
Thank you very much, Keith. Bobby Hebert, my daddy used to tell me whoever runs, blocks, and tackles wins the ball game. You guys seem to be controlling it.
Well, that's the big part so far. You know, it's still a long way to go to the end of the game, but, you know, we just have to keep on doing what we're doing because we're playing a great team in New Jersey, and we just have to keep on mixing it up.
Seem to be very high, though, the team.
Yeah, well, you know, we got to come back. You know, we lost 3 games in a row, and it's still a long season, and we just got to fight back the second half of the season.
Okay, thank you, Bobby Hebert.
All right, thank you.
Second down, 7 for the Generals. All up near the 32. That's Herschel Walker picking his way up the middle. And the man who took more punishment, I think, on that play than anybody was Doug Mackey, the offensive tackle for New Jersey, as Herschel just decked him as he ran right up his back.
Well, he certainly did. He got good momentum, good speed coming through. Got a great hole here. And watch 53. He's standing in the hole. Herschel's cutting away inside and right on the side of Mackey. He knocks him down, puts him at the bottom of the pile, makes it a softer landing for Herschel.
Third down and 2 now for the Generals. Mackey only weighs 290. That'll give you some idea of the power of Walker when he gets going.
I think his shoulders are feeling pretty good.
It looks like it, doesn't it? Especially after the game he had last week. Walker going for his first down. I don't know. He didn't get it.
I don't think he did, Keith.
No, he did not get it. Number 50, Ray Bentley, and 59, Pennywell, cut him down. Bentley, probably, if there's anything missing from the arsenal of Ray Bentley, and I think he's a heck of a football player, but if he was just a half a step faster, he'd be a holy terror.
Well, if he was a half a step faster, he could do a better job covering those quick backs out of the backfield and man-to-man coverage. But right now, he is playing excellent football for this team.
Bob Grupp's first punt was 38 yards. He got some help on the roll. This time, he gets it out of there better. It's a good kick. High hanger that forces Walter Broughton into a fair catch back at the Michigan 15. And so the Panthers, who started that first possession on their 18, will start back on the 15 after the 48-yard punt by Bob Grupp. Crowd will get a count later, but it may very well be close to 50,000 for the game this afternoon. There's plenty of competition around town, too. The Yankees and the Mets are both playing at home, but it's a gorgeous day. And there's a lot of Mother Nature's gifts available for people, of course, in this part of the country as well. So it's an afternoon outdoors, I expect, for the bulk of the folks in New York City. This is John Williams from the 15 trying to go outside, and John does turn it up to about the 17 before Gregory Johnson forces him off the playing area.
Number 53, Bob Leopold, had a chance from his outside linebacker position to try and stop that play, but ran into a little interference from number 61, Tyrone McGriff, who was pulling. Tyrone didn't knock him down, but he stood him right up to C61. For a big man, he's got good foot speed. He gets to the outside, and he gets position on him. He gets his position, screens him off from making the play, gives him a little extra room to get to the sideline.
Second down and 8 from the 17. Lacey pops it out to the 24. Jim LeClaire chose to go to in that particular instance, and in LeClaire's case, went to the wrong side of the center. Jimmy had stepped into showing blitz, then stepped back, and then went to the other side, and Lacey got away from him. Now see him, number 55, come up.
To go to the left of the nose tackle right here, and that's his assignment. He's got to fill that gap right there, but the play went between the center and the tackle to the other side, so where he filled in, there was nobody carrying the ball.
Oakland jumping out to a 7-0 lead over the Chicago Blitz. Third down, 1.5 yards for the Michigan Panthers. John Williams is a very strong, tough yardage runner. He's got the first down.
Now, Keith, there are some ball clubs that will take what you give them. And then there are other offensive teams that will take what they want. Mission is the kind of ball club that when they want something, they'll just go out and try and take it from you, regardless of what you're doing.
Down, Hebert's pass is that same sideline pattern to Broughton, and Walter can't hold on as Terry Justin comes across and gets just enough of it to break his concentration and tip it away.
That pass came maybe a half step away from being picked off. Bobby Hebert floated this pass out, a little touch, trying to loft it right inside, but look at Justin coming up. Had he been able to get maybe a half step on this break, just a little quicker on that step, he would have been in position to pick that one off and went straight down the sideline for a score.
Or, if Broughton had caught it, 6 points the other way. On 2nd and 10, 3 wide receivers now as Allen comes in, and Hebert staying with the passing game. Goes down the middle. Holloway can't get it. Ball was thrown behind Derrick. John Preston was with him all the way, but had the ball been thrown out in front of him, Holloway would have caught that one.
Well, they were playing a single free, a man-to-man coverage on defense with help from a free safety. You see him, he plays what we call an underneath technique. He's just shadowing him. But Holloway makes a good move to the inside. That's a catch Derrick Holloway should make. I've seen him make much tougher catches than that.
So it is 3rd and 10, and they're double wide now to the bottom of the picture. Sideline pattern, Broughton, out of bounds, incomplete. So they go to the passing game on 1st down. Miss on all 3 plays through the air. And David Greenwood will come on to punt now, and the New Jersey Generals should have pretty good field position. Mike Williams is the return man for the Generals. First punt of the day for Greenwood. He was also the strong safety.
He's been averaging 36.6 per punt.
Got some pressure on it. They block it. And into the end zone. And they've got it for a touchdown. Gregory Johnson. Blocked by John Preston. John Preston blocked it. Gregory Johnson recovered it. And the Generals are on the scoreboard.
Preston and Johnson both had very good games last week against the Maulers, really stopping their passing attack completely. And here, they come through on special teams. You see, Greenwood just takes 3 steps, way too many steps, takes too much time. It's a clean block. He had no chance of getting that one off.
Roger Ruzek for the extra point. It is good. At 4 minutes and 15 seconds to play in the first quarter, we're even at 7.
We'll take another look. Number 25, John Preston. You'll see him come in right in the middle of the screen. Here, he gets his body in front of it. Number 27, Gregory Johnson, comes over. And watch, he waits for the ball. He's chasing it. He waits until he knows he can fall on it. It's a good bounce. Reaches down with his hand, falls on it. We have a tie ball game on a turnover.
Bobby Futrell and Terry Miller are the beat men for the Michigan Panthers, and it's Futrell, a rookie out of Elizabeth City, trying to find some open area, and he gets back to about the 20, and there he is buried.
Dwight Sullivan, number 46, is the fullback who came down, got spun around on that kickoff, Keith, and then found the man with the ball, stretched him out and held him up a little bit, he tried to wiggle loose, and there were about 3 people that came on and laid the stick.
Ball is just over the 20 for the Panthers. A 7-7 ball game. Michigan marched for its touchdown. New Jersey blocked the Michigan punt for its touchdown. This is Eric Holloway in motion. And Hebert gives it to John Williams. Williams, who is a slashing kind of a runner, picks up 3 yards on the carry before Bob Horn brings him down. John now with 40 yards on 7 carries. One of the big shockers, I think, in the whole season happened last night in the USFL when San Antonio beat Arizona at Arizona 24-23. That's big David Greenwood. He's probably a little nettled that he had a punt block. But Preston came so fast, I don't know how much he saw of it. Cobb goes in motion on 2nd down and 7. Hebert has to look and look, throws for him, and the pass is caught over the middle, good for a 1st down by Cobb. Mike had curled it back and come down into the middle and was just sort of, he was a spectator for all intents and purposes, and suddenly he was the man that Hebert found.
Well, Hebert looks downfield. Now he looks to his left, looking for Holloway. He can't find him. He wants Lacey, can't get him. He sees Cobb. Cobb was going to the right, and then he has to make a sudden stop, get his body in the air to get back to the ball. That is a very difficult catch to make. You have to have excellent body control there.
And good hand.
And great hand. Claire tried to cut in front of it, but he was a little bit too late.
From the 34, it's a 1st down for the Panthers. Hebert gives to Williams. Williams getting backside pressure, but outruns it and turns upfield and gets something out of it. Number 96, Lockett, was in pursuit of him, but did not have the foot speed to get to Williams, and so John outruns the backside pressure and picks up 4 yards. He looks like my old drill instructor. Ball is on the 37. 2nd down. Make it a 3-yard pickup. Call it 7 to go. Lacey, and a great play by number 57, John Miller, a rookie out of Mississippi State. He was hand-fighting the blocker, the pulling lineman for Michigan, and suddenly there was Lacey, so he just took him.
I think the man that he was fighting was Williams. Williams came out lead block, and Miller just stuffed him right in his tracks, and Lacey ran into his open arm.
It'll be 3rd and about 9. Hebert's down. Number 96, Lockett. Defensive left end got him. First sack of the day. And now the general defensive people and special teams folks doing the job. And Greenwood now has to come out, having had it previous punt blocked.
Well, they did a great job. The secondary did a great job in allowing their defensive line to get enough time to put on the rushes. Lockett just came in from the outside. They played the man-to-man coverage, and then they took the safety and dropped them in short to cut off all the crossing routes. Hebert couldn't find an open receiver fast enough.
This time they hold him out of there. Greenwood's punt, not a particularly good kick. It hits on the sidelines right on the 44 of New Jersey. And there the Generals will go to work. Sean Landetta of the Philadelphia Stars, who played on Friday night, visiting with us today. And when Greenwood had that kick block a while ago, even he winced. All kickers, I guess, would wince, huh? Here's the handoff to Maurice Carthen. And in one of the pet plays out of the New Jersey playbook, slants it over the left side where the strong inside linebacker Robert Pennywell brings him down. Pick up on the play right at 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6, and we come to the end of the first quarter of play. So after the first 15 minutes, it is a 7-7 ball game, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it kind of hold to this pattern where it's man for man in the trenches. And the bulk of those yards by the Michigan Panthers coming on that opening possession when they took it 82 yards for the touchdown.
And you can see they clearly dominated the first quarter of play, but the score is 7-7 because they had a punt block.
From near the 49, second down and about 5 for the New Jersey Generals as Brian Sipe whips a quick one to Clarence Collins for a first down, and Collins almost got loose. He almost got away from Chapman. Gregory Johnson a little while ago on recovering that block punt, scoring his first touchdown of the season. Here he is now with Harmon Wages.
Thank you, Keith. Lynn Swan made reference to Gregory the fact that Greenwood's a 3-step kicker. All right, he takes a long time to kick the ball too, and so with him taking 3 steps, we knew that they couldn't get the double on the backside, and me and John Preston had a little game going on, and just to help an outside man block me, and he was scot-free, and he blocked it, and I recovered in the end zone. So you had the punt block on? Yeah, we had it on, and we knew he couldn't get it, so thank you very much. Good luck. Thank you. Okay.
From first down, just short of 35, Herschel Walker takes a hard hit in the back from Ray Bentley and gets up all right. Bentley really nailed it.
And he was going down, and he was just trying to inflict as much punishment as he could on Herschel Walker. And 240 pounds, you can feel it.
Picked up a couple of yards, 2.5 or so. Call it second down, 8. Herschel lost the shoe. Rod Pegues is in for a play. A warm day like this, you get tremendous traction on the artificial surface. You also worry a lot about leg injuries. Greenwood blitzing, and I think he started too soon as Pegues loses his footing and falls down at the 35, but I think the Panthers are going to get nailed here because David Greenwood was coming.
That's the second time, actually, that David Greenwood has blitzed today.
Defense, offside.
You see him at the top of the frame, the top of the picture, number 31. He starts on the outside. He shoots inside. Right there, he starts to go, gives the defensive lineman a little push, takes off just too soon, but the ball is pitched clearly away before he can have any impact on the play.
Panthers now, 3 flags, 15 yards.
Defense, offside, second down.
Ball is sitting at the Michigan 28. Walker is back in the backfield. Jim Stanley not pleased with the way things have turned after his team took the opening possession for a touchdown. Sipe rolls, throws short to tight end Sam Bowers. Bowers is taken down right about the 25, maybe the 24. Ray Bentley is the tackle.
Finley does a great job. You take a look at him, number 50. Sam Bowers is number 89. You see Sam Bowers just running a little short out route. Finley just drifted back, kept him in his vision. As soon as he caught the ball, just came up, made a driving tackle.
And it's a first down as the pass is thrown out to Carson. And Maurice Carson, coming out of the backfield, fights his way down to the 15. He's a yard short of the first down. Greenwood takes him out.
Oh, Brian Sipe opening up his offense a little bit, throwing on first down, trying to keep him off balance. All he did was send his receivers downfield, get that secondary spread out just a bit. You can't spread them out too much inside the 25-yard line. He finds Carson on the sideline, uncovered, and he heads upfield and takes on Greenwood.
Second down and 1 from the 15 of Michigan. Carson, he's got the first down. Should be around the 12 with the body lean. Kyle Borland, the tackle for Michigan.
That was a real good play by Kyle Borland. Kyle lined up on the outside, and as soon as the ball was snapped, he just came skimming down the line of scrimmage behind the offensive line to make the tackle.
Just short of the 12, first down. 7-7 ball game, 12:15 to go, first down. The Generals doing what they like to do, throwing sparingly and running, hammering, and gaining. Sipe to put it up. and has to let it go because John Corker was coming.
Along
So
with
was
David
Pennywell.
Greenwood.
Yep, and so he had to get rid of it.
He tried to get rid of it, but Robert Pennywell did a great job of covering Maurice Coffin downfield. Some of the fans are booing. He thought it might have been pass interference. John Corker. They called him the sack man last year as he led the USFL. This year he's off to a slower start. Has 4 sacks to his credit.
Second down and 10, Walker. And Herschel goes inside the 5 at a penalty flag in his wake as he goes down near first down territory. So they'll spot it. Looks like the angle here is about the 3. And you got defense nailed for a face mask. So that will be a first and goal for the New Jersey Generals.
Well, for those of you who have been following the progress of Herschel Walker in 1984 with the New Jersey Generals, you take note of the way he ran that football, the quickness in his footsteps.
Base man, defense number 31. First down.
Greenwood, incidental grabbing of the face mask. The ball is marked just inside the 2, where it is first and goal for the Generals.
See, there's the end of it. Well, if they called that face mask, I think that was a pretty bad call. Just laid his hand on top of it.
Walker dives over the top. Didn't get there. That's the first time I have seen him dive, go over the top. He did it a lot in college, but it's the first time since he turned pro that I've seen him do that.
David Greenwood's a scrappy defensive back, too. You see Hershey goes up, he's short. Bentley pulls him back, hangs on to him. Watch Greenwood, or is that...
no, it's Chapman.
Chapman, number 21. He comes scrambling in there, trying to take the ball away from Herschel Walker. 21, Oliver Davis.
Second down and goal. About a foot away. Carson. And he didn't get there.
No, he didn't. He just ran into a big wall. And again, Ray Bentley coming over, making the play, coming over the top. He makes the initial hit. Number 50, Ray Bentley. He'll stop Carson. You see Carson trying to wiggle, trying to squeeze in there with the second and third effort to get in, but he won't make it.
Gary Leorenko has come in at a tackle position, replacing Doug Mackey right now, and he, I'm sure, brought a play as you see this one again. But there was, if anything, a little loss on that. Third down and goal for the Generals. Sight keeps it, runs for the corner, touchdown. So Brian Sight rolls out and scores his first touchdown in the USFL.
Oh, Brian Sipe, who had problems with a little knee injury earlier in the season, takes advantage of a defensive line tight in the middle, crowded in, looking for the run. He's not the fastest man in the world, but when you pull a defense that way, you have a lot of time to meander into the end zone for a touchdown.
Ruzak's extra point is good. There is a penalty flag.
And there's a scuffle.
David Greenwood, I think it was, came right over the top of Ruzak. David's still probably a little nettled about that punt being blocked. So they rough Ruzak, and they'll assess it on the kickoff. At 10:45 to go in the first half, the New Jersey Generals have gone out to a 14-7 lead. That was an impressive possession for the Generals. They just ran that football. You see David Greenwood now as Ruzak kicks the extra point.
That's Greenwood, number 31. He just comes in.
Well, there's not much contact. Ruzak acting a little bit maybe. The flare-up then comes after. I guess one of the Generals thought that somebody had roughed the kicker. Barbaro said something to Greenwood, it appeared. And it resulted in a penalty of 15 yards on the kickoff, which means Ruzek will kick it from midfield. And, of course, that probably negates any return by Futrell or Broughton.
I don't know. Roger Ruzek has been kicking them awfully short and high. There's a possibility that this kick just may not make it to the end zone.
It's Miller. Terry Miller is out there now, the deep man, along with Futrell.
But also because of the short distances, the kickoff team can get down and cover it quicker.
You see, they took 11 plays now to go 56 yards. They used 4.5 minutes. That's the kind of offense that just frustrates you to death.
Well, that's the kind of offense that Walt Michaels likes to run, keeps his defense off the field, keeps him in control of the ball game. And you do not want to let Michigan maintain possession of this ball, give them a lot of opportunities. Bobby Hebert threw for a record 444 yards earlier this season. That just spells trouble.
They backed him back now. It's Terry Miller. I thought Terry was challenging the distance. They put it on the 40-yard line instead of midfield. Called it a 5-yard penalty, and there is no return as Futrell takes it in the end zone. So it was a 5-yard assessment on the penalty rather than 15. They kicked off from the 40, and the Michigan Panthers will go to work at their 20. And Bobby Hebert getting his final instructions as he comes onto the field. Chicago and Oakland now tied at 7-7 in the ball game, and you saw a little while ago that Birmingham has gone out to a 7-0 lead over the Denver Gold. Denver having lost both their first and second quarterbacks, and the general feeling was that Craig Penrose might be trying to come back next week. There are the stats that Swanee was talking about a while ago when he had 444 yards against Houston. All right, from the 20, Michigan trailing 14-7. Gregory Johnson comes up, shows blitz. LeClaire, I think, was caught in the neutral zone.
LeClaire dancing around back there at the line of scrimmage. Defensive team showing blitz. Defense, number 55, offside. I think in an attempt to take advantage of their successful drive and trying to shake things up a little bit.
Let me ask you a question. You've heard people all these years, and old-timers like me, for example, talk about the neutral zone. Now, you see him step into the neutral zone there, full, obviously in coaching. How wide is the neutral zone?
The neutral zone?
Yeah. I looked it up.
It's 1 yard.
It's the length of the football.
Why would you want to do that to me? You knew I didn't know the answer when you asked me that question.
First down and 5. John Williams. John's got a couple. And McGriff gets tangled up in a little shoving match with Lockett.
Just play football here. Let's go.
Jim Stanley talking to Grover Clemmer down there for a moment about something. Second down and a short 3 now. Terry Daniels is in at cornerback, replacing Mike Williams. Mike having a little trouble, apparently, with a sore calf. That calf is in the leg.
Probably stepped into the neutral zone.
Jerry Colloway goes in motion. First man pops through there, Lacey, and Ken's got the first down. As he reaches beyond the 32, Tom Woodland brought him down, nose tackle. 9.5 minutes to go in the first half. 14-7, New Jersey leads Michigan. Philadelphia having won on Friday night, sitting atop the Atlantic Division with a record of 9-1.
Probably the best game Philadelphia has ever played, Keith, in a 35-0 win over New Orleans.
Hebert hit as he threw by Jim LeClaire, and the ball flutters harmlessly incomplete.
Kerry Justin yelling at one of the officials. He felt that one member of the offensive line of the Michigan Panthers moved just before the ball was snapped. Aber is now 4 for 9 and 54 yards. Look at the top of the line, the offensive line. There was no movement there. So Kerry Justin was just trying to get something from nothing.
Second down and 10 from the 32 for the Panthers. Aber drops it off to the short man, tied in Mike Cobb. Cobb's close to a first down out near the 43. Jim LeClaire brought him down.
I think he's going to be short of the first down, Keith. After he caught that pass and turned up, it was a good tackle. But Cobb really didn't seem to go after it. He's a big size, good-sized tight end, 6'5", 255 pounds. But when he caught the pass, he just turned upfield. He was hit kind of low, and he didn't really surge, almost as if he didn't know just how close he was. See him being held up a little bit there by number 56, Willie Harper. He comes across. There's a catch. There's a hit right there, and he just goes down to his knees. Had he just lunged forward, he would have picked up the first down easily. Well, he still picks it up.
Half a ball. Close. Out near the 43 of Michigan, where it's first down. General's changing up their defense a little bit today. They're showing blitz a lot, more so than I have seen at any time. And I've seen them a lot this year. Aber gives to Williams. McGriff trying to lead him around the corner, but nothing doing. Gregory Johnson, the strong safety, very much involved in the defensive play. Lynn Madsen came across also and stripped the blocking before they could get it underway.
Well, when you run a play and you have a pulling guard, you've got to get the timing down. The McGriff pulls out, but he gets too deep. He gets right in Williams' way. His pass on that pull was too deep, made Williams loop to the outside, allowed Madsen and Alley to come across and pursue, and allowed number 50, Bob Horn, to have a clear shot at him.
And there's a loss of 2 yards, second down and 12. This time they send Williams up over the right guard slot, running behind Radloff and Penny. Penny moving into a guard from his normal tackle position. He gets it up to the 45, where now it'll be third down and 8.
Jim LeClaire did a real good job of just reading that particular play, Keith. He sat back, took one step forward, read the play, waited for the play to come to him. He knew he would be in the right position. They have a long way to go for a first down. No need for him to be overly aggressive. Make the tackle.
On third and 8. Aber down the sideline. Allen's got it. First down, out of bounds at the New Jersey 18-yard line. Anthony Allen, who came over from the Los Angeles Express.
He beats number 23, Kerry Justin. Played for the Seattle Seahawks. Justin has pretty good coverage on him. He's running with him stride for stride. Aber sees he's got about a half step on him. But here's what makes the play. Anthony Allen waits until the last moment, doesn't show the ball's coming before he gets his hands up. Justin looks back, but it's too late. Perfectly thrown pass just over Justin's shoulder into the arms of Anthony Allen.
A couple of old college foes there. Anthony played at Washington and Kerry played at Oregon State. Holloway in motion. First down, New Jersey 18. Michigan moving the ball again on the long pass. They go to Williams, and John Williams struggles down to about the 14. Williams has carried the ball coming into this game more than any of the Michigan running backs. He had 76 carries coming in. He has 12 on the day, so he's got 88, and he's picked up 54 yards today to go with his, so it gives him 363 for the season. Birmingham now 14-0 over the Denver Gold. And Birmingham bunch will knock your head off, boy. They have been on a roll ever since they lost the opening game to New Jersey at Birmingham, and they play Philadelphia next weekend. That'll be one of the key games of the entire season. This is Ken Lacey.
He just drove right through the middle behind the offensive line. Nothing fancy, just stayed right behind him. kept his legs churning.
That's a pretty good fist fight inside today.
Oh, this New Jersey team wants to be physical, and you see number 61, Tyrone McGriff. He comes from a physical background of hard knocking football. You see that line? He just surge, get people out in front. Osborne, number 75, he's blocking 5 yards downfield on the running play. And
Tyrone didn't quit either, did he?
Tyrone never quit. When he was in Pittsburgh, Keith, I'd catch a pass 15 yards downfield, and I'd be trying to fake somebody out with all my old antiquated moves. All of a sudden, I could feel the ground shaking. Tyrone McGriff, pass blocking now, running downfield, looking for one of those little guys, the defensive back to knock out. I made a deal with him. I said, Tyrone, if you punish the little guys, I can beat them a lot easier. And we can go home a lot happier.
You saw the measurement was just short, so it's 3rd down and a half yards for the Panthers. Ball sitting near the 18, or near the 8 of New Jersey. Williams has got the first down at the 5, just short of it.
Chief, that's not a real long run. He picks up a first down, but that is very good running. A lot of people on the line of scrimmage. He gets crowded in there. He knows where the hole is supposed to be. He takes the ball. He's not worried about going full speed, but enough speed where he can get to the line quick. He finds a little opening, a little hole, and drives right into it. Good smart running.
Ball is just short of the 5. It is 1st and goal to go, Michigan. Trying to tie it up at 14 with 5:35 to play in the first half. Williams again. And he's near the 2, looks like, where Bob Horn and Terry Daniels getting up on him. Now they mark him at the 3. Picked up 2. Well, this is a day for the Trenchermen.
Yes, it is.
From the 3, 2nd and goal. Hebert, bootleg, touchdown, all by himself.
Sounds like a song. Anything you can do, I can do better. Bobby Hebert takes a page from the Brian side game plan. A little bit faster with his legs and rolls out on a naked bootleg for the touchdown.
Lifted his knees a little higher than Brian has.
Just a little bit. They're a little younger. You see again, they've been running the ball right up the middle. He just fakes it to Williams. He gets everybody coming inside. Harper, who has the outside responsibility, he was flashing across. He couldn't make the play. Novo Bojovic going for 29 on the 29.
Good. So at 4:46 to go in the first half, we're even again at 14-14. Michigan now has reeled off 2 long scoring drives in this ball game to tie at 14. And Bojovic will kick off from the 35 with Hackett and Sullivan deep. Recapping the scores of earlier games this week. Philadelphia beat New Orleans 35-0. Jacksonville beat Oklahoma 34-6. Memphis beat Pittsburgh 17-7. And San Antonio upset Arizona 24-23. And Tampa Bay Bandits beat Washington 37-19. This is a very high kick. Short. 9-yard line, Hackett. Long legs and he can move it. And it's Chapman who finally runs him out of bounds. So Marcus Hackett found a slot and turned him on. And he runs the football all the way out to the 41. So you've got 4:35 to go in the first half. The Generals have the ball. Good field position. Felt like Bojovic sort of scooped it. Got it very high, but didn't have a whole lot of carry. And the blocking lanes are set up pretty well for Hackett, and he took advantage of it.
Well, he's trying to get it high and what you call hang time to give the team a chance to get downfield and cover. Hackett's been averaging 22.9 yards per carry on his kickoff return. And so far in this ball game, he has been doing a very, very good job of returning 34, 24, and 31 yards, giving the New Jersey Generals excellent field position each time.
First down on the 41 and a 14-14 tie. Walker, and Herschel is out near midfield before they bring him down. Armin Wages now with Tyrone McGriff.
Bobby Hebert ought to buy everybody a watch, I think, especially you, Tyrone. That was a game for men only, that last drive. Well, I don't know if you want to call it men, but it took some good running and blocking by the backs and the linemen. So if you want to leave it as being a thing for men, okay. I say it was a game for men only. Thanks a lot. Okay, Keith.
Hey, Harmon, how would you like to run behind that big horse, huh?
I would like that very much, Keith.
Here goes Maurice Carson, and Carson on second down and 1 bolts all the way down to the Michigan 40.
Ron Osborne, number 23, tried to put the final stop on him, a little dive into his back, and he bounced back about 2 yards after he made the stick. Maurice Carson playing excellent football. When Herschel Walker was out, he carried the load. You saw his stats right there. Last year, he had 90 carries for 334 yards, so 9 ball games. He's improved tremendously in the second year.
Let's see if they throw. Yes, they will. Walker going down the sidelines. He hits Collins. Clarence Collins down to the 5 on the 4. First and goal. Chapman got just enough of him to bring him down.
36-yard pass and reception play for the New Jersey Generals over Clarence Chapman. If there has been one player in that secondary that has been picked on quite a bit, it's been number 22, but this one isn't necessarily his fault. It's a zone pass against a zone defense. Number 23, Osborne, comes up. He has a chance to really make a good stick. He doesn't. Chapman does a good job in chasing him down and making the stop. Danny Knight's been suffering from minor injuries throughout the season.
Come on, Robert!
This is his first start for 1983, at 84.
First and goal, New Jersey on the Michigan 4. Herschel Walker down to about the 1. So the Generals trying to untie it. Coming up on the 2-minute warning. I don't know whether they'll go for one more play or whether they'll just let the clock tick along and take the break at 2 minutes.
Keith, I really like what I'm seeing on the part of the New Jersey Generals. I'm seeing a good deal more intensity, probably more intensity than we've seen in all the ball games we've covered.
Here's the whistle. That should stop it. 2 minutes. No, they let it go. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. The line judge who keeps the time had blown his whistle and waved it off. And we're at 2 minutes. So the clock is stopped at 1:59 to play in the first half. And I don't think that last play is going to count. So 1:59 to go, and New Jersey trying to untie it. All right, both sides have had some time to talk now. The ball is sitting short of the 1-yard line. That was no play, that last effort just before the whistle stopped them. Or just after the whistle stopped on 2 minutes. They have reset the clock at exactly 2 minutes.
And I'll bet you, Keith, you won't see that same play again.
Don't think so.
I think we're going to see Carson or Herschel Walker just taking it straight ahead to try and pick up this touchdown.
Second down and goal. Walker. Greenwood, the principal man on the defensive play by Michigan.
And number 22, Clarence Chapman, also getting up out of that same pile. He's trying to slash this play off the right tackle. You see Chapman come in. He takes on the guard right there. And Greenwood comes in on Herschel Walker. And it's a little help from the rest of the defensive team. Number 50, Ray Bentley.
We're getting a lot of scoring in this ball game in the first half, actually, and these are two pretty good defensive teams. Michigan and New Jersey ranking 4th and 6th, respectively, in the USFL.
It seems that the offensive teams are really taking control.
On third down and goal, Sipe wants to throw, goes to the back of the end zone, Speck touchdown.
Jeff Speck He caught the pass over number 23, Ron Osborne. Steps back, suffering from a slight groin pull.
Well, he got the mismatch in size, Swanee. You got 5'11" Osborne against 6'3" Speck.
And more importantly, he had Osborne turned around. He's running across the back of the end zone looking at his quarterback, while Osborne is running with his back to the passer, had no idea the ball was thrown.
So the Generals have gone back in front at 112, and Ruzek's extra point kick is good. Now it's 21-14, New Jersey.
We're just taking a look at it. Brian Sipe taking advantage of the play action. You see Corker coming in from the outside. He can't get there soon enough. Osborne knows he's beat. He can see Speck's hands going up. He waves his hands in the air, but to no avail. Number 50 is Bray Bentley. You see Speck coming across. He thinks it's going to be a run. Instead of bumping Speck, stopping him at the line of scrimmage, he lets him run free. He, in essence, is a man who was first beat, which allowed Osborne.
Scoring drive was the Sipe to Collins pass.
Very big play, right down the center of the field. And also, let's give a little credit also to Hackett in his kickoff return, giving him the excellent field position.
Ruzek to kick it. Futrell and Miller are deep. That'll go to Futrell at the 7. Got some daylight, and then ran into John Joyce and had a collision.
Joyce goes off the field, holding his shoulder just a bit, Keith.
Greg Penrose is in the ballgame in Denver. Now, he was out, gosh, he wasn't even out 2 weeks after that minor knee surgery, and he's back in there, and he's got a touchdown for the Denver Gold. So that is about as quick a comeback from knee surgery I've ever heard.
Now,
well, he had said last week in New Orleans he thought he might be able to play some.
Modern medicine, new technique.
Yep. First down from the 28 for the Michigan Panthers, 1:07 to go in the first half. Hebert sacked. James Lockett. Big guy out of Missouri coming from the backside. Second time Hebert's been dropped today, and he's hit back on the 21.
Well, the big defensive linemen love situations like this, Keith, because they know that Bobby Hebert is going to put the ball in the air. Number 96, James Lockett, just comes in a nice little swim move over the top, gets to the outside. Now he's got his man beat. Hebert is locked into the pocket. He had another man in the red jersey standing right there in front of him, so he couldn't just take off or step up into the pocket to protect himself or to give himself some extra time.
Michigan has called the timeout. They have 2 remaining. I think Sparky Anderson must be walking on eggshells. Afraid to rustle or ruffle anything.
Early on in the season, he was so excited when Morris pitched that no-hitter.
Yeah, Jack was the one they lost in 19 innings to Cleveland, and then Jack Morris came right back to win his 5th in a row. I'll tell you, that's a great thing to get out to a start like that.
Oh, no-hitter, 5 wins, and...
Yeah, but to win 17 out of 19. Ooh. Not a bad start.
I'll take it anytime. I can't play baseball.
1:03 to go in the first half. Second down. Close to 18. Hebert may have checked off, gives to Williams, and if he did, oh, look at John make a move to get to the outside. Big John, and he gets back to about the 27. So he picked up 7 yards on that carry.
Yes, he did. That was a very nice move that he made, coming past the line of scrimmage, just freezing the pursuers, and then sprinting back to the outside, getting out of bounds to stop the clock.
It's third down at about 12.
5'11", 205.
Played for Dave McClain in Wisconsin.
Not real big. Plays low to the ground.
57 seconds to go now, first half. Hebert's down again. Lynn Madsen. And number 74, Jim Burns. That's the third sack of the Michigan quarterback today.
Front four of New Jersey. Like you said, Kate, the men in the trenches fighting it out, playing a very physical football game today. That time he wanted to pass it. It just collapsed the pocket, the entire pocket around him.
New Jersey called timeout, stopping the clock with 52 seconds to play when they failed to pick up the first down. Bringing up the punt, obviously the Generals wanted to have as much time as possible to handle the football. So they've got 2 left and 52 seconds to go.
Well, based on the way that David Greenwood has been punting, having 1 block, and the fact that his other punts have not gotten off very far, you call the timeout, saves you those precious seconds, and they could be in position to at least attempt a field goal.
Greenwood gets it out of there, spins it upfield, and a fair catch is called by Hackett. And the reason he called a fair catch, now he had some room, but more than anything else, they didn't want to let the ball get away. They wanted to handle the ball securely and safely. We're talking about the crowd here. We still don't have the count, but it's a good crowd. The Mets have 30,067 for their ball game at Shea Stadium. The Yanks on a digital watch day, special promotion day, over Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, they have 50,319.
A lot of people want to be able to tell time.
Yeah, this is a good baseball, a great baseball town.
Yeah.
First down, 38. Sight back. Nobody really going deep. He throws it away.
Ooh.
Good thing he did, because Larry Bethea went right up his back.
Well, Larry Bethea was right up on his back, but in his effort to throw the ball away, he didn't really throw it hard enough, Keith, and David Greenwood almost made the play on it.
Well, all the receivers had gone down in actually an intermediate route and had now turned back to see where their quarterback was. So he, in effect, had nobody really deep past 22 yards. Now you've got 38 seconds to play in the first half. Second down and 10. Has to go short with it to Walker. Herschel gets a little help. Tries to get past the marker, but didn't make it. Danny Knight turned back to give him a block. Clock stopping at 29 as Herschel stepped out at the 47.
I'll tell you one thing. Number 23, Ron Osborne, was back deep in that secondary in his coverage. Had Herschel Walker been able to get those shoulders squared on that sideline and turned upfield, it would have been a race and a head-on collision. And I would have been fearing for young Osborne's life at that moment.
Third down and a yard and a half for the first down. That pass is good to Walker for the first down, and that stops the clock at the 46 of Michigan with 23 seconds to play in the first half.
Well, Herschel Walker has become a very, very good receiver. We showed you at the top of the show a great catch he made last week. Now we see him now making another great catch between Kyle Borland and Robert Pennywell. Great concentration. Last year, Herschel Walker led the team in receptions with 53, and that's after 3 years at Georgia catching a total of 26 passes. Now, when you consider you spend 3 years, you only catch 26, to come out and catch 53 in your first year, and to make these kind of catches, that's making quite a transition for a running back.
It is. New Jersey calling time. They've got 1 left and 23 seconds to play in the first half. coaching staff huddling there with Brian Sipe sorting it out. It would seem with only 23 seconds to go, they would want to go deep on some kind of a play here. At least once. They've got time. If they go deep, they've got time for 2 plays and, if necessary, a field goal try.
Yeah. The secondary of the Panthers is not going to give them anything deep.
Well, you know Osborne's going to be playing center field.
And they're going to back up, make sure they don't get the easy touchdown, and they're also going to be ready to react up because they don't want to give them the field goal either. I'd say Brian Sipe would just look to throw something in the center of the field to get his team at least to the 30-yard line to give Roger Ruzek a chance to come in for the field goal.
Well, he's got McConaughey, and McConaughey down on his knees to make the catch. Tried to get up and get past the marker to stop the clock for the first down. And he didn't do it. Oliver Davis came over in a big hurry to pin him down. And New Jersey has to spend their last time out.
Oliver Davis getting up slow. Look at the secondary. You see they're already back. Linebackers are back 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. You see the corner is so deep you can't see him. He's at the bottom of the screen off to the right. The safety back deep, not wanting to give up anything deep at all. He throws a short pass to the outside to McConaughey. McConaughey falls down, can't get out of bounds to stop the clock.
I guess Jim is going to have some surgery after the season's over on get those nodes taken care of in his throat.
He's really getting a raspy voice.
Those polyps. We went down and did a game against New Jersey. Now he was raspy, and it just keeps going.
Too many years of calling signals, trying to outshout the crowd.
Who knows? Maybe some of the little fellas down there might like that raspy voice.
Yeah, but it's common with singers, too. Singers have a lot of trouble with their notes. All right, they need a little more here. Need another 10 yards or so for Ruzek. They have no timeouts remaining, and I think New Jersey's jumped. There's a pass to McConaughey. He's out of bounds to stop the clock. Let's see about the penalty. I thought the generals, some of them might have left too soon.
Well, there are a couple of people bouncing around on the defensive team for the Michigan Panthers, and Herschel Walker.
Offside. It's defense. They'll take the play.
Now watch the defense go outside, but watch Herschel right here. Herschel picks up his hand and goes forward. Look at the receiver at the top. He makes a motion.
Yep.
But they are allowed to go in motion.
Not 2 of them.
Well, not 2 at the same time, but if they both stop, then you call it a shift. They've got the opportunity. But the officials have to wait and give them time to see exactly what they're going to do. But the defense made contact while they're in the process of making that movement. So it goes against Michigan.
And it's now a 45-yard field goal try for Ruzek. He's 1 out of 2 from this distance this season. Barbaro holds it. And Frank Naylor snapped it. 45-yarder. Out of leg. It's good. So with just 2 seconds to play in the first half, 45-yard field goal gives the Generals a 10-point lead over the Panthers. I wouldn't be surprised to see Al Taubman show up for lunch this coming week. Last year, his team got off to a bit of a stumbling start. He spent a lot of time with them, had lunch with them, I guess, at least once every week. If they should lose here today, I expect he will get involved. I thought his move last year of lowering the ticket prices and buying up the parking lot for the playoff game where they drew 63,000 at the Silverdome was a great piece of merchandise.
Great piece of marketing of his team, getting the fans behind his team, doing something for them. $5 was the cost of every parking space, and he lowered it to $3, and I think he got some genuine fans with that move.
Ruzek hits a skimmer down the middle for Futrell, who bobbles it around. Finds a hole, and now he is brought down. We'll be back with today's halftime activities after this message and the word from our local station. Here are your stats at halftime in the ball game. It started to even up with the New Jersey comeback in that second quarter.
Well, there's only 17 yards difference in total offense with Michigan on top, and time of possession, they really have dominated. But that's because, Keith, in their possessions, they have had to march the length of the field. Michigan's best field position has been their own 29, and New Jersey, their worst field position is their own 29-yard line. So Michigan has had the longer road to travel to get their points, while Michigan and their special teams have made the difference in this ballgame.
Kind of interesting. We have 50,908 here at Giant Stadium for the football game. The Yankees on a promotion day drew 50,319. Shea drew 30,067. So the biggest crowd is watching football. Not by a lot, but enough. There is some significance in that, I think.
And New Jersey didn't give away Washington.
Ruzek kicks off. The Panthers will have the first possession to start the second half. That's Futrell at the 6. Well, now, look at here. John Joyce in a hurry down the field. He's become sort of a hot man for the Generals' kick coverage team. And he gets down in a hurry and brings him down on the 15. Here's Big John doing his thing.
And look at John. There is no real glory on being on special teams unless you're the man making a tackle and causing a turnover. You see he's going downfield now unmolested. He's not taking his time. Head straight ahead, looking at the ball carrier, following him. Now he gets a bead. You see, so he's number 51 coming in from behind. He can't make a play. He goes straight down unmolested for the tackle.
And so once again, the Panthers have got to start deep.
Minus 50 on the 15-yard line.
Hebert sets up with Williams and Lacey behind him. Holloway in motion. And it's Williams. And Williams to the 18. Willie Harper, the first to make contact with him, along with Tom Woodland.
This New Jersey defense has changed up just enough this afternoon, Keith, to keep the Michigan offensive team just a little bit off guard. We've seen them coming up, blitzing a little more often than we've seen them in the past, and changing up their defense, their secondary coverage.
This is Ken Lacey. He's out to the 22 and down. So they're looking at 3rd and 3 as Bob Horn makes the tackle. They have kept Michigan pretty well inside. If you let Lacey and Williams get around the corner on you, they'll hurt you. They'll burn you for 12, 15, 18 yards. They've kept them under control.
Willie Harper, number 56, and Bob Leopold, number 53. They're the outside backers. They do a great job of reading and containing.
3rd and 3, they'll throw. No, they won't. That's the 4th sack of Hebert. Lockett and Woodland and Leopold. The secondary just shut the door. There was nothing available. The only man that Hebert really had a chance to get the ball to might have been 89 Cobb, the tight end. But once you start running for your life like this, what are you going to do?
Well, he was looking downfield, trying to find an open receiver. Secondary played it well, but he just saw he was in too much trouble. Couldn't roll out of it.
Now Greenwood's got to punt out of his end zone. And New Jersey's going to get good field position out of this as Hackett takes the bounce. And Marcus will take the hit, but he's sitting on the Michigan 48-yard line after a 41-yard punt. So once again, here's New Jersey sitting on the Michigan side of the field to start a possession. That graphic right there indicates that New Jersey's been a pretty tough bunch in the 3rd quarter of play all season long. Danny Knight has not seen the ball all day. He is the fastest man among the New Jersey receivers. So it's going to be interesting to see when Brian Sipe decides to send him deep.
To unleash the speed.
He comes wide to the bottom of the picture. Walker up in a slot. Throws the ball. The pass intended for Clarence Collins, but Collins wasn't looking for that one, so it goes awry. Here's Harmon Wages now with Bobby Hebert.
Okay, Bobby Hebert, what do you have to do to get things going? Because you came out with a surge in the first quarter, and since then it's been rough.
Well, on that last play, they played cover 2. The fullback just fell down. He'd have been wide open down the middle, and he just tripped up. And I tried to come back to the tight end, but they were waiting for him.
What's Jersey doing to you, their defense?
Well, they're doing the same thing that they did the first half. We just got to execute.
Take a quick look at your wrist right there. You can see the plays down here on you. Okay, thanks a lot, Bobby Hebert.
Thank you, Harmon. Second down and 10. Sight back again. Passes away and good to Walker, and Herschel making the catch right on the chalk. Did not have 2 feet down, so it's an incomplete forward pass.
And they're going to call roughing the passing on number 76.
Oh, no, 76. You're right. Banaszak.
76, John Banaszak.
So the pass is incomplete because Walker had only 1 foot inbound when he made the play. But in the meantime, Banaszak is flagged for roughing the passer, and here's the call.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer, number 76. First down.
And that is a real grunt for the Michigan defenders.
And Banaszak Banaszak has always been somewhat of a vocal player. He was never hesitant when he played in Pittsburgh. If he thought he got an unfair call, to tell the official in a very nice way, "Please, Mr. Official, you can change your mind on those sometime."
It's first down, New Jersey at the Michigan 33, and this is Carthen. Carthen's sweep is sawed off by John Corker, number 57. And as John rolls over, it looked like his left arm was caught. And he hurt it, shaking it, trying to shake it off. That's only the second time today that I've called Corker's name. Last year, they had running backs up there trying to block this big guy. It's almost impossible. Now they're sending tackles against him, and as you can see here, he's in a dogfight right there, but he gets loose from Walker.
They haven't been running at him very much either this year.
They're going away. Yeah. Walker goes in motion, and fight looks that way. Blitz going deep for Walker. No, he didn't quite come up with it. He and Greenwood were fighting for it.
Oh, they were fighting for it, but did you see Herschel Walker turn on the speed once the ball was in the air? The Michigan Panthers, they have a blitz coming. You see Corker from the outside. All the linebackers are coming. Sipe is getting protection. He throws. That ball is in the air. They were stride for stride. Herschel was a little bit behind Greenwood. He just turned on the jet, had a chance to make it. Greenwood got a hand and knocked it away.
It's third down and 10 from the 33. Quick one to Knight. And Danny Knight's got a first down. Oliver Davis couldn't hold him. He just kept on dragging him, and he goes for a first down to about the 20-yard line.
A blitz control route, Keith. Man-to-man coverage. Brian Sipe got a good pre-read of the secondary. He saw the blitz coming. Knight read the coverage. He knew what he had to do. He had to come inside the cornerback. You see him coming with the blitz. He looks right to Danny Knight, who gets inside the corner right there. Oliver Davis, number 21, makes the catch, gets the first down. His first catch of the day.
Walker threw a heck of a block on Will Coakley and left the game. Hand off to Carthen, and Carthen is hit by Coakley right about the line of scrimmage, but shakes it off and goes inside the 20 to about the 18. And there's Walker on the bench. And what are they working on? Pulling his arm, his shoulder.
On the shoulder.
He threw a big block on the blitzing linebacker. No, he didn't hurt it there. He hurt it on the block. That was the pass that went away. Back goes Sipe. Second down and 8. Throws short. Incomplete. Not good to Pegues. And Walker's coming back now. Now they call him back.
It looked like a shoulder may have come out, and they were just knotted up on him, and they were straightening it out.
Here's the block. Here's where he got hurt.
Herschel goes right into the inside to make that block there, picking up the linebacker, and he takes a knee right into the shoulder.
Ball is at the 18. Third down. Call it 7. It's a long 7. Won the draw with Walker. He's wiggling around to the 11, and he is close to a first down. I think they'll mark him just short. All right, you might be looking at 4th and about a yard here, 20. With 9:25 to go in the third quarter, leading by 10 points, seems to me a good place to go for it.
I think so, because the defense of the New Jersey Generals has been doing an extremely good job of holding the Michigan Panthers. You can afford to take this kind of chance. They're back deep in their own territory. If you don't make the first down, they're going to get it at about the 11-yard line. If you do, you have a chance, 4 plays, to go in for a touchdown.
4th and 1. Penalty flag in the air. Walker to the outside. Got the first down, short of the touchdown. And you may very well get a defensive call here against Michigan. He went out of bounds at about the 3. They'll take the play. The call's against the Panthers.
I think the Michigan team is, and certainly I was, expecting a run right up the middle. They call a lead play to the outside. He gets a pulling guard, number 64, Wayne Harris, out in front of him. Defense blocked by Carson. Offside. Penalty refused. First down. Number 59, Robert Pennywell, is a man who had a chance to make the tackle and just couldn't hang on to Herschel.
So it is 1st and goal, New Jersey, just inside the Michigan 3.
On the play before that, Keith, when Herschel ran the ball, he just kind of scooted inside. I liked what I saw in terms of his footwork. He had him close to the ground. He was making a little cut, never stopped moving forward and reading at the same time.
Outside Walker. Touchdown. You know what made that play as much as anything? Carson carried out the fake beautifully. He doubled over it, and 2 people jumped on him. That meant 9 could play defense. He took 2 of them with him, and all of a sudden Herschel had it and going outside.
Here it is, the fake you're talking about. Kaufman comes in. He takes out number 50, Ray Bentley. Herschel gets to the outside, finds the lane, and it's a touchdown.
So the Generals building a big lead here in the third quarter. Ruzek's extra point is good. 8 minutes and 40 seconds to play now in the third quarter, and the New Jersey Generals have jumped out to a 17-point lead. Here's the key play, though. This is Bentley, the linebacker. Now watch what Maurice Carson does to him.
Boom! He makes that block. Bentley can't get to the outside. Now he just creates a little opening right behind Speck and Wayne Harris, and he just scoots it right in.
And Harris is pretty quick, you know. He gets around that corner pretty well, and he's like a truck going downhill when he does. Ruzek kicks it off. 31-14 ball game. The Panthers need some offense right here. Futrell out across the 25 to the 26, and there the Panthers will go to work with 8 minutes and 31 seconds to play in the third quarter, and a crowd of 50,908 watching. The 2 games we have for you next, 3 games, I'm sorry, next Sunday. Houston at Michigan. That's the key ball game in that Central Division. Oklahoma, New Jersey here, and Philadelphia, Birmingham. Now, Philadelphia, Birmingham has got to be the helmet buster of the season.
It definitely is. I think they're the best 2 ball teams in the USFL right now.
There's no question about it.
Joe Cribbs is playing phenomenal football for that team, and Cliff Stout seems to have found himself and the Philadelphia Stars. So, Keith, if you could only seen the way they just manhandled New Orleans on Friday night, 85-0.
That'll be a good one. I think I'll go.
I'll see you down there.
Hebert to the air, and it's good to Broughton at the 35 to the 36, and close to a first down.
Well, that's what they have to do, Keith. They throw the ball so very well. They've got excellent receivers. They're just going to have to come out and put the ball in the air, go for some bigger plays. They really haven't gone deep against this, gone after this New Jersey secondary much. And in the second half, they're going to have to start getting a little heat and energy generated on their end of the field.
Just short of his first down. He needs about a half a yard on second down. Williams. John pounds all the way to the 40 for the first down. I always, I can remember over the years so many coaches loving that second down and short. That's when they try to sometimes use something different, at least go deep. You got a gimmick play for the day, use it there.
It's a great opportunity to take a chance.
But they went over the left side with Williams for almost 5 yards and a first down at the 40. And it's Hebert rolling. Puts it downfield for Holloway, and the little man is open inside the 39 of New Jersey. Oh, I tell you, he's a plucky little guy, isn't he?
He is plucky. He got sandwiched in between number 56, Willie Harper, and as he gets up, number 23, Kerry Justin. It's a timing route. Hebert is rolling out. He runs deep, gets Kerry Justin, turns his shoulders slightly. He stops. He would like to come back for the ball. But Willie Harper is right in front of him. Hebert lost it over his head. Good timing. Ball was on its way.
That may be the best pass he's thrown all day, you know what? Not bad on the run.
They need big plays. Their average field position team has been on their own 20-yard line compared to the 40 for New Jersey. So they had to play on a 80-yard field, and New Jersey's played on a 60-yard field.
Hebert pumps, goes deep. Holloway. Barbaro's there. He caught that ball, but he's out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Great catch by the little man. Now, Barbaro, 6'4", 210. Derek Holloway is 5'7", 165. And take that, big guy.
Hey, that was one great catch, even though it was out of bounds. I am frankly, Keith, surprised that Gary Barbaro took such a passive position. Now, let's see if he sees if the ball is coming. He's looking at Holloway, so he's not really looking back at the ball. He tries to swat it when he sees Holloway's hand go up for the catch. He missed the ball, and Holloway, well, he was only maybe a half a foot out of bounds with the second foot.
Well, that got the crowd of 50,000 plus buzzing some. Second and 10, Hebert back. Gets it away, and you got to get penalty flags on that. Cobb and LeClaire got tangled up, and Cobb, the tight end, went down, and Big Mike gets up ready to thunder and roar, and one of the officials goes over and said, "Now, just calm down. You've got an interference call coming. It's a first down."
Oh, he probably didn't see the flags as they were thrown behind him. He got up to complain.
They may not call it interference. If they call it interference, it would be bigger. They've only walked off 5, so they'll probably call it holding or some such.
Illegal use of the hand.
Illegal use of hand.
Defense, number 51. First down.
That was LeClaire, 55.
55.
So it's a first down for Michigan. Ball is at just inside the 34 of New Jersey. Panthers with 5:49 to go, third quarter, trailing by 17. Hebert back to throw it. He's got Williams out of the backfield. Now he's got some room to run himself, and he'll take it. And a penalty flag goes down.
It's a clip on Walter Broughton.
He had John Williams, but I don't think he saw John. And then it opened up for him, so he took off, and he would have had his first down, but Broughton gets caught clipping.
He was coming in trying to get position to throw a block on number 50, Bob Horn, who is 6'3", 240 pounds. Now, Broughton is 5'10", 175. Sounds like my height
You never weighed 175, did you?
Sure.
Did you really?
Played 176. That's why I know when they say that Broughton is 175, I know he's closer to 165.
Flip. Offense, number 24.
Or 175 because he's not that big. He's running around. He sees Hebert break loose from the pocket. And he spots Horn over there. He thinks he can get in front of him, but he can't. Easily called.
Yeah, that got 5 flags, I think. So that backs him up to a 1st and 14. Hebert's pass overthrown. Broughton looking back into the bright sun. And I'm not even sure Walter would be able to see it because he had to look right back into the sun on that particular angle. So it'll be 2nd down and 14.
Bobby Hebert is trying to hit the outside seams in the zone coverage. As soon as he puts the ball in the air, the 2 safeties who drop back to cover deep picked up the ball and broke on it. Bobby Hebert put it too far out of bounds for anyone to make a play.
Absolutely gorgeous day.
Yes, it is.
72 degrees.
It's about time.
Yeah, you're right. Straight back. Short over the middle. Oh, wacko. Lenny Patrick in the ball game for the first time. Caught it, but Leopold really decked him. Here's Jim Lampley.
Keith, out in Denver, Raleigh Ball and the Stallions look good for a potential 9th win in a row. This, the big play in the second half, a 50-yard touchdown pass down the middle from Stout to Cribbs, and now the Stallions are on top of the Gold 24-7. Back to Keith Jackson in the crowded Meadowlands.
Boy, you don't think that Philadelphia-Birmingham scuffle next week won't be something to see? 3rd down and 9. Hebert's pass intercepted. It is picked off by Gregory Johnson. Nobody had him, so he's able to get up and go with it.
And lose some yards.
But they mark his progress up at where they're going to put it. At, well, close to the 19. So New Jersey's got it back. 4:46 to go, 3rd quarter, and leading by 17.
Well, we'll take a look at it from this angle. Bobby Hebert had said at the beginning of we said that Bobby Hebert, quoted Bobby Hebert saying he had forcing passes here. That one he didn't really force. The receiver slips. Ball is thrown way behind him, though.
I think Bobby, the thing in the middle, that's why I feel
Just short of the 19 on that first turnover, and Brian Sipe sets him with Carthen carrying the ball, and Carthen comes out to the 22-23. 31-14, New Jersey. Walker's not in the lineup at the moment. The capacity of Michigan, however, to create and pull off the big play always exists. And you don't feel comfortable, really, at this point. Oakland now has come back to lead Chicago 14-10. Oakland's going to beat somebody 40 years later, I think.
I hope so.
This is Pegues. Rod Pegues gets to about the 27, outside the 27. Greenwood brought him down. So let's see. It'll be 3rd down and a long yard. In comes Speck. So you've got a couple of tight ends in for the alignment. Things kind of quiet right now on the Michigan side. The offensive line all sitting down getting some rest. Need the better part of 2 yards here. Michigan's offside. Pegues gets outside and gets the 1st down.
Now they'll take the penalty and pick up the 5.
The man at the top of the picture jumped too soon. Boy, they made a lot of little mistakes today.
A lot of passing, roughing the passer call hurt them on a key drive.
Watch the fellow at the top now. Looks like Kyle Borland.
Yep. Just a little too quick. Anticipation.
Defense, offside, number 52, 1st down.
Ball is sitting on the New Jersey 33. And a first down for the Generals. 8 flags, 46 yards. That's a lot. McGee. Oh, look at this. The Oklahoma Sooner.
Now Ron Osborne, number 23, back in the secondary, makes the stop. What he did here, he got the defensive linebackers to over-pursue. Watch 50 and 59. They're going to sprint to the outside, try and cut it off, and he just cuts right back on the inside. All his blocking was to the outside. But when the linebackers over-pursue, you create a big hole for the cutback across that defense.
First down outside the 45. Collins. Another first down as he goes to the Michigan 41.
Every pass that Collins has caught, Keith, they've had chances to hit him and stop him right in his tracks, and he's always taken them for at least 3 or 4 more yards.
Not that big. Clarence is 6'1", 175 out of Illinois State, a rookie, but he moves. He's not a stationary target. Got something going all the time. The last 4 New Jersey possessions have been touchdown, touchdown, field goal, touchdown. And they're moving again. This is McGee. Runs away from the pursuit of the linebackers and picks up yardage inside the 35.
Rod McGee took the handoff. You give him a little something, then you take it away. Keep it for yourself. Number 31, David Greenwood, came in from the top of the picture to on a blitz. He just ran right past him. Then he gave him a little move up the field. I didn't know Rod McGee had those kind of moves in those legs.
Oh, yeah, he played with a quarterback under Barry Switzer at Oklahoma. Boom, quick popper, Carthen. And Bentley brought him down. And looks like he's got a first down. While they check that, let's check in with Jim Lampley.
Well, just when I was ready to count the gold out, they've gotten a touchdown to get back in it. Remember when almost every ball Kevin Williams caught at Southern Cal seemed to be a touchdown? He's surviving and thriving with the gold, and after that 9-yard throw from Penrose, they've narrowed the Birmingham lead to 24-14 in Denver. Back to you, Keith.
Well, there's some character in that Denver bunch. They had a tough ball game last Sunday in New Orleans. They really did. And Penrose back in the ball game, though, that's remarkable.
I'd like to know how many yards Joe Cribbs had going into this ball game. He had 938.
Yeah, he needed 62 to pass 1,000. He might be on a 2,000 pace.
He's on a good pace for it.
31-yard line. First down. New Jersey. They're marching again. Right, letting the running backs have it. It's McGee to the outside. And he's out of bounds. Osborne, who's having a tough day, he's been chasing somebody all day. As McGee started inside and then veered outside and made a big one.
You don't think that the Brian Seif and Walt Michaels realize that this defense is over-pursuing? Gives them a little misdirection play. It makes you think it's a lead play going to the outside. McGee just takes the ball and cuts back to his right across the grain, and he gets up inside the 10-yard line all the way to the 8 before Osborne pushes him out of bounds.
Rod's carried 4 times. He's picked up 46 yards, so he's giving Herschel a chance to rest. He's got it again. Down to about the 3.
Well, they're giving Rod McGee the chance to play, and he's taking advantage of it. Tackle made by number 59, Robert Pennywell, and 31, David Greenwood. I think when Greenwood, like you said, Keith, he got a little flustered when he had that punt blocked. He has not played under as much control as he should be playing this ball game. He's missed on blitzes. His punts haven't been that far down the field.
Second down and goal from the 3. McGee's down to the 1 and a penalty flag.
Penalty flag. He threw that like he intended to be a parachute.
Got a holding call against the Generals. Well, they played almost mistake-free football, haven't they?
Certainly have. And one interception of a Bobby Avier pass has been the only turnover of the ball game.
So third quarter is over. New Jersey holding. That'll back them up. They lead 31-14. And we'll continue after this message. The ball comes back to the 13 after the holding call, where it'll be second down and goal. Herschel Walker is not in there, and he probably won't be in there for this possession. I would think they've got to let McGee's play it out because he has been the prime mover in this drive.
Brian Sipe might call a pass play here, get a little bit closer. Oh, he calls the draw.
McGee's is inside the 10, back to about where they started on the first down. So it'll be third down and goal from the 9, and here are your stats after 3 quarters of play with the Generals leading 31-14 and New Jersey hurrying here. And we'll show them to you as soon as we have a chance. Right back to throw it. Looks for Collins. Thrown down. Corker, John Corker, came from the outside and got him. And that's the first sack of the New Jersey quarterback today. And he took him down with authority.
5th sack for John Corker on the season. He just lines up on the outside. He gets the angle. You see that McGee tried to come up and block him. That was his assignment. He just missed him. And he hog-tied and slammed down Brian Sipe. So McGee doesn't get his chance to go in for the score. And it's Roger Ruzek setting up for a field goal.
33 yards. Hit a 45-yarder just before the half ended. Blocked it. It is blocked by David Greenwood. And they fight it all the way back to about the 37-yard line. So Greenwood, who had a punt block, feels a lot better, thank you.
He feels a little better because he didn't get a touchdown on that block kick. Gary Barbaro is holding here. He gets it down fine. Greenwood just came through up the middle. Got a hand on there. Excuse me, from the outside. Here he just lays out right in front of the football. Took the pass to cut it off. So it's the Michigan Panthers who stopped a New Jersey drive with a blocked field goal. They now have possession.
Of course, when Jim Smith was Lynn Swan's caddy on the Steelers. Now he's one of the premier wide receivers in the USFL. Excellent catch there between 2 defenders, which has given Birmingham a 17-point lead over Denver again at 31-14. Back to Keith and Swanee.
Ruzek pacing a little bit after he picked up that football and then got buried under that mass of humanity all the way back on the 37. That's where Michigan goes to work. Pretty good field position for Hebert and company. You have only 13:50, however, to play in a ball game, and they're down by 17 points. So let's see how much storm they've got in their system. This is John Williams. And Williams, who's a pretty good north and south runner, gets it up to about the 42. Harmon Wages now with David Greenwood.
Thank you, Keith. David, a little bit of revenge, perhaps. Let's get even because I know you're competitive now.
Well, we on the revenge bit, you know. We're down 31-14 right now, and we got to get something generating here. We got plenty of time. We can come back.
And you came in from the side, right? You've done this before.
Yeah, I've done this before. I've got one other one this year already and a couple last year.
Okay, thanks very much, David. Keith?
Up the middle, they send Lacey on the carry. And Ken does not get much. I'm not sure he got anything. 2 of the linebackers stepped inside on him, Horn and LeClaire and Woodland, and that's a pretty tough threesome to duel.
Absolutely.
So it's third down and 3 for the Panthers.
I know Greenwood said for you on the revenge stuff, but I know he's got to feel just a little vindicated.
Oh, he's a heck of a football player.
Yes.
He really is. Great young man. He's got Got a pretty good grip on things. Hebert looking and looking and looking, goes down the middle. It throws it right into the hands of Barbaro. The pass was intended for Holloway, cutting across the center, and it just took off and went right over his head and right into the hands of Barbaro, and here you go. That's 8 penalties, 4 sacks, 2 turnovers, and 1 blocked punt for Michigan today. So the old mistake card's getting full.
Bobby Hebert gets good time. You see Holloway is driving the secondary down the field. He's going to bend inside. Watch the ball is just going to sail over his head. He's got no chance to make the catch. Whoops, excuse me. Over the head of
Broughton it was.
Broughton, yes.
Broughton, yeah. Timeout. New Jersey has the ball at their own 33. Safety is supposed to play center field. That's his primary responsibility, and in this particular instance, it's the perfect example of what can happen if he's in the right place at the right time.
Well, he got as deep as most of the receivers downfield, and Walter Broughton was coming across, and Hebert let it sail. He couldn't get up to get it, but Barbaro in perfect position.
Bad news, however, is this, Swanee, that in the last 4 games, Bobby Hebert has been intercepted 10 times. This is Pegues. And Pegues, who was a prime figure in the previous possession, picks up about 3 yards on that carry.
And even worse news at this stage of the game is that the offense of the New Jersey Generals has been driving the length of the field and possessing the football, keeping it away. A new quarterback in the ball game, number 12, that's Gene Bradley out of Arkansas State.
When Sipe had his knee surgery, Bradley stepped in and did a very good job for them. And with a 31-14 lead, Walt Michaels now giving Bradley some playing time.
A very wise move. Get their backup experience, a little bit of training.
Pegues trying to get outside, and Kyle Boland will have none of it and brings him down for a loss back inside the 30.
Number 76, the right tackle, Brian Millard, is trying to block Borland. Borland would have none of it. All he wanted was Pegues.
So now it'll be 3rd down and about 15.
I'll tell you one thing as we look at Walt Michaels. If he's happy, his face doesn't know it.
Well, he's got a little grin there. I don't know if it's a grin of pleasure, however. Bradley to put it up. Maybe. Steps out of that pressure and throws downfield and throws into the crowd out of bounds.
Number 76, John Banaszak, was the defensive tackle who had his arms wrapped around his legs. Bradley, a strong kid, just stepped right out of it, threw the ball down the sideline, out of bounds.
All right, now here you have a circumstance with Grupp coming into punt where Michigan should get pretty good field position. If they should find a little lightning now and stick one in.
Then you probably see Brian Sykes coming back into the ballgame.
But it's, Mo's been known to change shirts quickly. They got some pressure on Grupp, and he shanked it. And it takes a Michigan bounce. Sullivan puts it down at the Michigan just short of the 45. So here the Panthers, 1st down after a 25-yard punt by Grupp.
Looks like Cypress hyperventilating.
Down at Stadium today, sitting in the sun, half of them, and the others now in the shade. Yep, dancing in the aisles much of the afternoon.
Some dancing in the aisles, some getting suntan.
Their team is leading. Terry Miller is in the lineup now for the Michigan Panthers as they go to work just short of the 45. Down by 17. And Terry, who played his college football for Jim Stanley at Oklahoma State, gets maybe a couple of yards on there. Frank Mathias out of Holy Cross brought him down. Big Frank, 75. Panthers need something dramatic.
Like a 54-yard touchdown pass.
Definitely right. Go short with it. And Broughton dropped it.
Now there are 12 players going after the Michigan Panthers. That ball just skimmed the head of the official who's standing right there in the middle of the field.
That's the umpire.
The umpire. Watch the ball. He gets down low. It might have just looked like it could even skimmed off his back.
John Bradley. John's exactly where he's supposed to be. That's where it goes. They're part of the equipment.
They got to make calls. They can't run and hide.
Right. 3rd down and 8. That is caught by Broughton, and it's good for a 1st down, where he is brought down by Kerry Justin at the 38. Brian Sipe, we're told now, has what they feel might be a mild concussion, and it goes back to the sack by John Corker. I thought when he went down that he was limping some, and it looked like his right knee banged hard on the ground. But now we're told that they feel he might have a mild concussion. He won't be back. Hebert's pass deep for Holloway. He caught it! Oh! What a catch by the little guy from Arkansas.
Well, it wasn't 55 or 54 yards, Keith, but it was about 38 yards on the stripe. They needed a big play. There are 8 minutes and 19 seconds to play in this ball game, and they have just gotten on the board very quickly. They're the only real big play they've had this afternoon.
Watch this catch, though.
He's got pressure by Kerry Justin right there. Kerry Justin's hanging all over him. Excellent concentration, excellent pass by Bobby Hebert. Will Holloway just brings it in, almost loses it on the way down.
Bojovic's extra point is good. So here you are now in a 31-21 ball game with 8:19 to play. Derek Holloway one more time with one more big play. Being checked by the medical staff and the trainer there, looking at his left knee. They went 55 yards in 4 plays in 1 minute and 53 seconds for the touchdown to make it a 10-point difference. Marcus Hackett now is deep to receive, and the Generals have sent receivers and people up front thinking that the Panthers might go for the onside kick, but Bojovic squibs it, and Hackett can't come up with it, and he is downed on the 15 as he covers the ball.
Hackett covers the ball, Daniels covers Hackett, and Chapman covers them both. All they had to do is touch him.
Had a bit of a scuffle going on out in the center of the field, and somebody tried to block somebody, and somebody took umbrage. And they stopped that rather quickly. The player was involved. Jim's laughing about it now.
I once got in a fight with a linebacker, Keith, in a preseason football game.
Now, that was dumb.
That was real dumb. Never did it again, that's for sure.
Ball just inside the 15. 1st down for New Jersey. Brian Sipe, mild concussion. Gene Bradley's at quarterback. Give it away to Maurice Carthen. We haven't seen Herschel Walker in quite some time. Let's check in right now with Harmon Wages.
Thank you, Keith. Derek Holloway, I knew you could run, but I didn't know you could catch like that.
I've always been able to catch. I just having some trouble the past couple of weeks keeping my concentration on the ball.
Okay, describe the play.
I was just a go route. Bobby dropped back, and it was just an inside go.
Left knee doesn't hurt?
It hurts a little bit, but I'll be ready to go.
Okay, thank you, Derek. Congratulations. Keith?
Thank you, Harm. Yeah, he talks pretty good for a Gator, doesn't he?
Well, right now, number 76, Brian Millard, the starting right tackle for the New Jersey Generals, is down on the field. Trainer's checking his leg, his left leg.
Well, that'll be a big loss. We'll see he wears a brace on that left knee anyway.
Yeah. Many of the offensive linemen and defensive linemen, Keith, are now wearing protective knee braces as a precautionary method device to prevent, the ligament tears.
Big guy out of Texas. He's a horse. He's going to leave for a while anyway. I'm kind of curious about Herschel Walker. Now, we were told that he was not injured. And Pegues, in the first time he came into the game, had a heck of a series. Fife is out with what is said to be, thought to be a mild concussion. Bradley gives it to Pegues again. And nothing doing. As Borland and Hughes gang up on him. He got to about the 16-yard line, and that was it.
Well, Alan Hughes came in to stop him. And then Borland just came in to flatten him.
Now the Generals are in a position where they almost have to put the ball in the air. And Speck comes in along with McConaughey. And now Jim Stanley responds by sending in the nickel defense for the Panthers. 6 minutes and 50 seconds to play in the ball game.
Gene Bradley was 13 out of 31, 41% passing completion rate.
He got it away. Penalty flag's down. I don't think the receiver got across the 25. He had.
They
marked him across the 25.
Will Coakley, number 58, the linebacker, he cannot believe they gave him that mark.
Michigan was offside, but that's only a 5-yard penalty. Let's look at it again. Now the ball is at the 16.
57, defense, offside, penalty refused, first down. You see number 82, Collins coming across. He makes the catch there. The white line is the 25. And he did cross that.
He did not cross that line. Collins now with 4 catches and 73 yards, and the Generals have a first down, 6:36 to play in the football game. They lead by 10 points, 31-21. Pegues, and he moves 3 yards. Banaszak the tackle along with Bethea for Michigan. Michigan defense may have to send a corner, send somebody. They're going to have to get some heat on them here and try to get that football back. Which means they got to gamble some.
They really do have to gamble. This is such a big ball. This is a big ball game for both these clubs. New Jersey, they win the ball game with just stay one behind Philadelphia, who leads in their division.
And they've got to go to Birmingham next week.
That's right.
While New Jersey plays Oklahoma at home. 2nd down and 7. This is Carthen. Look at Carthen. He's got a first down across the 40. Ron Osborne finally rode him down. But Maurice Carthen turns in a big play.
Wore them down like the bull he seemed to be, charging through the defensive line. He's been doing it successfully all throughout the 1984 season.
Well, you're down by 10, and the clock is running toward 5 minutes to play in the game. And they're running the ball on you and picking up first downs. You got a problem. From the 42. Carthen takes a hit. 45-yard line. Again, let's check in with Harmon Wages.
All right, thank you, Keith. The situation with Brian Fife is that he does have a mild concussion. He will not play again today. Herschel Walker, as we expected, bruised his shoulder. It's a very nice bruise, a good bruise. He will not play anymore the rest of the afternoon unless they have to. So both are out for the rest of the day. They said his shoulder was not separated, though.
Okay, thank you, Harmon. So they've lost 2 of their prime weapons in the arsenal.
I'd say the 2 weapons in their arsenal. Brian Fife, the leader, and Herschel Walker, the do-it-all man. As you see, the Oakland Invaders, 17-13 over the Chicago Blitz in the 4th quarter.
Well, this may be the week the Invaders finally win a ball game. That's the same personnel fundamentally. They went 31-21 now as New Jersey comes up on 2nd down and 7. Well, you had number 97, Reggie Singletary, bouncing around in the middle there. And whistle stop it before the play.
Delay. Defense.
It was Singletary, 97.
I think, Keith, when you look at the fact that Oakland was in the playoffs last year and they're struggling, they have not tallied a win yet this season, is a sign of the improvement of the rest of this United States Football League.
Particularly in the depth area.
Yes.
Quality on the bench. It is 2nd down and 2. They run for it, give it to Carthen, and he squirts through there and gets another first down for the New Jersey Generals. So that's a total of 9 flags, I guess, on Michigan today. And now the Generals are grinding up the clock at 4:40. In the rushing statistics for the New Jersey Generals, Pegues 10 for 54 yards, Walker 12 carries for 44. Brian Sipes now on his way to the clubhouse. He seems to be in good spirits, but you know, when you have what might be a mild concussion, you don't mess with it. The concussion, you don't fool with it. Carthen now has 13 carries for 55 yards in the day. And it's a first down for the New Jersey Generals at the Michigan 47. This is Pegues, and he is hit down just short of the line of scrimmage by John Banaszak.
Good tackle by John. Every chance he gets, he's trying to strip the ball away. They're trying to create a turnover.
They were passing the story around the Panthers where that Novo Bojovic came in the clubhouse the other day and said to Banaszak, "I've been studying our family history. We might be related." Banaszak said, "No, we're not." From the 48, 2nd down, 11. That's Carthen. Right now the hammer for the Generals as he bangs his way to the 44. Picked up 4 yards on that carry, and the clock runs at 3:20. Michigan has called timeout. Bradley will go over and talk to his coaching staff. The Panther defensive people will have a huddle. The Panthers are in trouble. They trail by 10 with 3:18 to play. Games we have for you next Sunday: Houston at Michigan, Oklahoma at New Jersey, Philadelphia at Birmingham. Houston plays tomorrow night against the Los Angeles Express in Houston. If they win that, then they're going to be leading the Central Division, but then they got to go right into the Panthers' lair next Sunday.
And with Oklahoma playing New Jersey, that's going to be a pretty good
Oklahoma got kicked sideways by Jacksonville, but who knows?
They can be a tough defensive team, though.
That's a chance. 3rd down, and they're 5 out of 10 today on 3rd down conversions, and Bradley back. His pass is away quickly to Speck. Speck is shot down short of the line of the first down marker at the 40-yard line, and now Greenwood quickly calls time for Michigan, stopping the clock at 3:06. It'll be 4th down and the better part of 4 yards. So now Michigan has run out of timeouts. They have none remaining, and they're trailing by 10.
Okay, in that game, Denver and Birmingham is still in the 4th quarter, but Cribbs has 20 carries for 110 yards, 3 catches for 96 yards. So the little man just keeps rolling along.
Well, he's particularly motivated, too, by the fact that he's been able to come back home and play football. He was Cribbs and Brooks were quite a pair at Auburn.
That's right. I asked this question earlier. We're talking about Cribbs, the possibility of a 2,000-yard season. Is that Hall of Fame in Canton the Professional Football Hall of Fame or the National Football League Hall of Fame?
Good question. Grupp into punt, gets it out of there, and he hits a good one. He doesn't get the ball to turn over, so it comes down dragging its tail and immediately takes the bounce and goes into the end zone. It's a 40-yard punt, and the Michigan Panthers will come out first down at their own 20. Well, now, 2 minutes and 57 seconds to play in the football game. They need 10 points to tie. No timeouts remaining.
We saw on a 38-yard touchdown pass from A. Baird to Derek Holloway how very quickly the Michigan offensive team can strike.
Well, Mike Cobb has just come out, so let's see if they... Yep, Allen's out there, so they've got the 3 quick people in as wide receivers.
Last week, Allen Broughton caught one for 80 yards.
Hebert has to go short with it to Terry Miller. And Terry Miller gets it up across the 26, and that's all.
All this New Jersey defense is probably trying very, very hard to cut off all the passes to the outside. They don't want them to get out of bounds. They'll give them short areas underneath the linebackers if they want to complete a pass there, but nothing to the sideline. Let the clock run out.
There's a first down over the 30, out to the 31 to Derek Holloway, and 2 minutes to play in the football game. So now this will really be Michigan's last chance to have time to talk about what they're going to try to do the rest of the way. 2 minutes to play. All right, 31-yard line. First down for Michigan. Remember, though, in the final 2 minutes of each half, the clock stops for each first down chain movement. Hebert passes away to the sidelines. Walter Broughton makes the catch. First down, Michigan at the 47. Terry Daniels giving Broughton a cushion, and he steps in front of him to make the catch.
Has to give him a cushion. Daniels has to give him that cushion because he respects his speed. He knows that Broughton or Holloway could just really blow down the field past him if he tries to play them too tight and doesn't get help over the top.
Hebert going deep for Anthony Allen. Couldn't pull it down. Got his hands on it. Couldn't hang on as Daniels had good coverage on him.
Daniels has very good coverage. Anthony Allen, you see him go outside the linebacker, number 53, Bob Leopold. He is going to get beyond Terry Daniels and then try and slow up and either draw the pass interference penalty or make the catch. You see what kind of speed he has. He's gliding and constantly moving past Daniels. He gets there, has a chance for the catch, can't quite hang on to it. Second down.
And 10. Hebert has to go to the short man. That's Lacey. And Lacey steps quickly out of bounds after a 2-yard pickup to bring up third down and 8 and a minute and 41 seconds to play in the ball game. Hebert is now 15 out of 26 for 218 yards, a touchdown, but he's had 2 interceptions. Time definitely the ally now of the New Jersey Generals. Brian Seif already in the clubhouse with a mild concussion. Herschel Walker bruised shoulder. Right now, the pressure is on the General defensive group to hang in there, and they're doing a pretty good job of it. Hebert shoots one, third interception of the day. Threw the ball behind the intended receiver, Anthony Allen, and all Kerry Justin had to do was catch it.
He was playing him loose. He had a little cushion. He was behind him. A ball shot in behind him. Kerry Justin just picked it off, running right for it. And that should probably ice the game for the New Jersey Generals.
I would think so. Here's Herman Wages now with Herschel Walker.
All right, thank you very much. Herschel, you haven't been in the game. You hurt your shoulder picking up that blitz, the left shoulder, right?
Yeah, like what it is I was trying to pick up the blitz that was inside, and I sort of turned my back and got hit right below my rib cage. And that's where the pain is at, but I don't think it's anything serious because I could have went back in.
Well, you did go back in and score. They brought you over here on the sideline, though, Herschel, and they were pulling on your arm. That makes one think you have a separated shoulder or it's out of joint.
Well, what it is right, I've been having a shoulder problem all year, and what they're trying to do now is sort of trying to calm that down. It's not really a separated shoulder.
Okay, thanks a lot, Herschel. Let me go back to the field.
Okay.
But you are healthy. Okay. Keith?
All right, Harm, thanks.
Those ribs, you take a shot underneath, and they get real tender.
What was that call? Delay of game against New Jersey. Michigan with no timeouts. You can't stop the clock now. Only a minute and 33 seconds. And looking ahead at your schedule now, New Jersey's record goes to 8-2, still trailing Philadelphia, whose record is 9-1. All Bradley wants to do now is start the clock rolling. Frisbee on the field, so they'll throw that out. So New Jersey now will trail by a game. Pittsburgh's 2-8, Washington 1-9, Birmingham winning today 9-1, New Orleans at 7-3. So Birmingham opens up a 2-game lead. Tampa Bay is at 7-3, and those Bandits are still very much in it. Houston playing tomorrow night against Los Angeles in the Astrodome will have an opportunity to take a 1-game lead in the Central Division, playing Michigan next Sunday. And we welcome those of you who have been watching Birmingham beat Denver 31-14 today. That's the final score here at Giant Stadium in the Meadowlands, East Rutherford, New Jersey, on a beautiful summer day. The New Jersey Generals have defeated the Michigan Panthers by a score of 31-21. You've got the clock running at 25 seconds. No timeouts remaining for Michigan. So it's just simply a matter of one more snap for the New Jersey Generals, and this ball game will be history, and Michigan's record will be 6-4, with New Jersey going to 8-2. Denver losing today is now 7-3, and that snap will do it as the time winds down and the ball game is over. So a rough day for Bobby Hebert and company, satisfying for Walt Michaels and his team, as New Jersey defeats Michigan by a score of 31-21.